Norbloc is a company, FinTech company, or actually RegTech as now they're called, based in Sweden, building regulatory applications on blockchain platforms. And right now we're very much focusing on KYC with a platform that we've built where you're allowed to create a KYC profile with one bank and then carry it around obliged entities. And the region is actually one that very much looks to invest in the future and looks to invest in technologies like the one we're using, which is blockchain technology. Now, in terms of the FinTech Hive, it has been an amazing experience. They actually took great care of the startups in terms of not only mentoring the startups, but also putting them in front of all the key stakeholders in the region. It has been unparalleled, the experience that I had in terms of meeting the right people for Norbloc, and actually to educate myself as an entrepreneur. So it has been a really, really useful experience for us. Thomson Reuters has a product called OrgID, which essentially is a KYC service. We don't provide the actual service, but we provide the sharing the platform where a KYC file sits. So it's a very tangible opportunity for us to actually work with Thomson Reuters on something that we've created and something that you're already actually one of the global leaders in. It's actually a question that a lot of the regulators are asking themselves right now, especially in places like Europe and the US, but also here in the region. I would say that the key thing for the regulators to make their lives actually much easier, because they have to look into so many things in such a short period of time, is to engage with fintechs and regtechs and startups. That way, they will actually very early on get a sense of what's coming and preempt certain regulatory questions that they may have to deal with much later in the future. And they make their lives actually much, much harder later on. I spent 13 years of my professional life working for big corporations. And I moved into the entrepreneurship space and the fintech space. And I would say that if there is some things that big corporates could learn from fintechs, is actually how you can really narrow down the focus of what you do, really not waste time with things that are actually not that relevant, and go to the core of the problem you're solving. Fintechs and small companies are obliged to do this because they don't have the resources to spend on all the peripheral elements. So corporates could learn by the really vicious focus that you see in actually smaller companies. What excites me the most in this industry is actually that I'm working on problems that the solution does not exist out there. Not even a remote attempt for a solution. So actually it's up to us, it's up to the people that work in the sphere to create the solutions. And that actually, the whole intellectual challenge that surrounds the space really excites me and really makes me go to work actually pretty much every day of the week.